The Final Girls follows Max Cartwright, played by Taissa Farmiga, a teenager grieving the recent loss of her mother, Amanda, played by Malin Åkerman, a former star of an 80s slasher film titled Camp Bloodbath. During a special anniversary screening, Max and her friends are inexplicably transported into the world of the movie itself. Trapped inside a camp counselor killing slasher flick, Max must navigate horror cliches, help the characters survive, and confront her complicated relationship with her mother, now embodied as one of the film's fictional campers. Max is a refreshingly layered protagonist. Rather than relying on the stereotypical final girl archetype, the film gives her emotional depth tied to grief, identity, and acceptance. Her journey is not simply about surviving a masked killer. It's about learning to let go of the mother she can no longer save. Taissa Farmiga brings a quiet vulnerability that contrasts the heightened absurdity of the film's world, grounding the story in real emotional stakes. The supporting cast also provides solid performances throughout the film. The primary antagonist, Billy Murphy, draws directly from classic 80s slasher villains, part Jason Voorhees, part urban legend. Billy is intentionally tropey, used far more as a narrative device than a character. His lack of personal mythology actually strengthens the film's meta-commentary. He is the embodiment of the genre's cliches, a predictable force that collides with a group of characters who are anything but. His imposing presence and burnout mask design create a menacing, nostalgic silhouette that fits the film's aesthetic goals perfectly. The plot cleverly merges comedy, horror, and heartfelt drama. Its hook, characters trapped inside a slasher movie, could have easily become a one-note gimmick, but the screenplay uses the meta-premise to explore grief, nostalgia, and the absurdity of horror rules. The story constantly plays with expectations. Characters run on loops, the camera pans freeze them in place, and slow-motion sequences transform into literal slow motion. These mechanics create tension and humor while maintaining narrative coherence. The emotional core, Max attempting to reconnect with the fictional version of her mother, adds resonance beyond the clever concept. The script is sharp and self-aware, filled with witty commentary on horror conventions, the virgin rule, character archetypes, and the inevitability of death in slasher logic. Yet the humor never feels cynical. Instead, it celebrates the genre while acknowledging its ridiculousness. The dialogue balances meta-jokes with sincere emotional exchanges, especially between Max and Nancy, Amanda's in-movie persona. Even side characters get memorable lines that lampoon 80s stereotypes without reducing them to cheap parodies. The cast is uniformly strong. Taissa Farmiga anchors the film with emotional authenticity. Malin Åkerman delivers one of her most heartfelt performances, playing a character who is both an 80s trope and a grieving mother's echo. Nina Dobrev brings depth to the former best friend role, balancing sarcasm with vulnerability. This is also the only movie starring Dobrev that I actually liked. Adam DeVine, as the hyper-macho counselor Kurt, perfectly captures the testosterone-fueled absurdity of the era's slasher characters. Thomas Middleditch, Alia Shawkat, and Alexander Ludwig round out the ensemble with comedic and emotional energy. The chemistry among the cast elevates the film from a clever idea to a fully realized, character-driven story. Though The Final Girls is more comedy drama than true horror, it contains well-crafted slasher sequences that respect the genre's traditions. Fog-drenched forest shots, synth-heavy tension cues, and over-the-top, unalive moments. The violence is stylized rather than gruesome, fitting the film-within-a-film approach. The slasher action works as homage rather than shock, and fans of 80s horror will appreciate the loving attention to era-appropriate detail. The film is unapologetically meta. Characters debate the rules of horror movies, react to flashbacks occurring in real time, and become aware of their narrative roles. But unlike some meta-horror that grows smug or overly referential, The Final Girls uses self-awareness to strengthen character growth. The genre tropes aren't mocked, they're used as mirrors for Max's emotional journey. The film also subverts the final girl concept by questioning who gets to be the final survivor and why. At its core, this is a movie about grief. Max's relationship with her deceased mother is both the emotional anchor and the engine of the plot. The film's most powerful scenes come when Max confronts the impossibility of saving someone who exists only as a character. Her goodbye to Nancy is both cathartic and devastating. This emotional sincerity sets The Final Girls apart from other horror comedies. It has real heart, and its exploration of loss feels genuine rather than melodramatic. Visually, the film is vibrant and stylized. The contrast between Max's real-world palette and the neon-soaked 80s slasher aesthetic is striking. Smart visual cues, letterboxing when they enter the movie, bold color splashes, and dynamic slow-motion shots reinforce the meta-narrative. The choreography of scenes, especially the slow-motion sacrifice sequence, showcases thoughtful, creative cinematography that blends spectacle with emotion. The film is visually clean, colorful, and playful without losing coherence. So what's our final verdict? The Final Girls is a rare blend of horror homage, heartfelt drama, and sharp comedy. It succeeds not only as a clever meta-slasher, but also as a moving story about grief, memory, and acceptance. With strong performances, smart writing, inventive visuals, and a surprising emotional core, it stands out as one of the most charming and imaginative genre films of the 2010s. The Final Girls is a must-watch for horror fans, comedy lovers, and anyone who appreciates films with heart beneath their genre twists. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dive movie breakdowns.